If you need Pokemon TCG codes, make sure you stop by Town Store. They have automatic email delivery of all the code cards, and they have a really nice variety of stock of all the latest Sun and Moon sets along with all the promo cards. And make sure you use Tablemon code when you're checking out to get an extra 5% off. Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new day of Road to TCG Worlds 2019. Thank you so much for joining me. I am bringing you today a rogue deck, played by Brady or iBradini on Twitter if you want to follow him and ask him questions about the deck. Him and Andrew Mahone featured this deck on their stream. I was very interested and I asked for his permission to feature the list. So we have Breloom with the attack Spore. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. But we have the Pre-Dawn Strike, which deals 30 damage for a single grass. But if your opponent's active Pokemon is asleep, this attack does 90 more damage. So coincidentally, 30 plus 90 is 120, which with weakness is enough to 1-KO a Pigrom. And then we have Diancie Prism Star, so our Fighting type Pokemon, do 20 more damage. Therefore, we are hitting for 140 damage for 1 energy, and we can also 1-KO Choo Choo as well. Now, obviously anything that has below 240 HP is also knocked out, that has weakness. We can also deal with Darkrai Umbrians, Zoroark Greninjas, even the highest HP tag team, which is Mega Sableye Tyranitar. So Breloom overall is a really good counter to those sort of decks, because even though there's no easy way to recover Brelooms, they do rely on the tag team. So if you're trading 2 Brelooms for 3 prices, then you can trade 4 Brelooms for 6 prices, right? So it should be fine. Next up, we have Froslass with its 80 HP and the attack Spiteful Sigh. Deals 20 damage, and you may put up to 7 damage counters on this Pokemon, and this attack does 20 damage for each damage counter you placed. So every time you attack, you may place up to 7 damage counters. So you take a KO by placing 7, for example, on a Regisaur, and then if the Froslass survives, you can then place another 7 damage counters. Icy Wind does 40 damage, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. So it goes with the theme, right, of dealing with putting things to sleep and dealing extra damage that way. And in order to do that as well, we have, or the main way to do it is Mareep. Mareep with its 50 HP and its ability Fluffy Pillow. Once you're in a turn before you attack, if this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, you may leave your opponent's active Pokemon asleep, which is really nice. We do have the U-Turn boards in order to give Mareep free treat, so every time one of our Pokemon gets knocked out, we promote the Mareep, we put them to sleep with Fluffy Pillow, and then we go ahead and deal a bunch of damage. And even then, like, if you're able to put something to sleep every other turn, or every turn, then they only have a 50% chance to attack next turn if they manage to wake up, or because they can only attack us if they manage to wake up. So that's pretty decent. Yeah, that's pretty decent. Now, because you do need the switching cards, because you do need the U-turn boards, I feel like playing Jirachi would be a little bit stronger with this. Or I wouldn't mind, instead of the 2 Acro Bikes, making these escape boards and then making these 2 Jirachis would also make our Pokémon Communication stronger. But this is iBradini's list, so I'm gonna play it as he posted it. Now we do have for Cynthia, for Lillie, for draw, we have 1 Brock's Grit to recover our lost Pokemon pieces. We have Ditto Prism, which is essentially a 5th Shroomish or a 3rd Snorunt. And then we have 4 Communication, 4 Netball, which is really nice to search out for Shroomish, 4 Custom Catchers of Colors to chase down whatever we need, 4 Pokégears to maximize consistency, and then we have the triple Power Plant to try and slow different decks down. Now, this absolutely has no chance to beat Malamar, which is why I would never consider playing this deck at the Open or at Worlds, but it does seem like a decent way to try and stop things, to try and put a lot of pressure, and we do seem to be going up against Pigrom, which is very, very nice to see. Okay, so I would like to go first. We get a pretty solid start, right? And the best thing about this is that since we don't need Since we don't need more than one energy, it's not important to find energy on turn 1. What's important is finding energy in that one particular turn where you really need to, but this should be fine. Okay, so I don't think I'm gonna need Diancie anytime soon, right, to start the pressure. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get the Mareep, right, because I do have the perfect combination of cards in order to get it active and already attach the U-Turn board so that it gets free retreat, and then we'll go ahead and Cynthia. I just need to not forget the fluffy pillow, but if I manage to stick that guy in the active spot, that would actually be pretty sweet with the fluffy pillow. But then I definitely want to keep my Mareep alive. I actually value having the Mareep more so than the Shroomish surviving, but the Tapu Koko stayed asleep, so we definitely have the turn to knockout. Oh, but you know what? If my opponent plays the Dawnwings is annoying because it has fighting resistance. But I guess I should have kept the Mareep up. It's just if it gets knocked out by Zapdos, then I'm in trouble. Right, then I am in trouble. So maybe I should have saved the switch. Maybe I should have just left the Mareep. But if I manage to get this KO, which I will, then it was definitely worth it. I invested a switch. I kind of risked a switch. And it definitely paid off here. So I'm going to evolve these guys. Then I am going to search for a Grass Energy with this particular netball. I am going to search for a Shroomish. Oh wait, no, he woke up. Oh, he woke up. That's not good. That is certainly not good. So now I need to find another switch. So I'll go ahead and play the U-Turn board on this because I keep getting it back, right? So can I find another switch? I cannot yet. No, I cannot. I can find a power plant though, which could also maybe put a stop to my opponent. So I feel like I'm just gonna go ahead and Spore. I don't think pre-dawn strike is good enough. Or do I just retreat into something else? Like give up on my Ditto. Oh wait, what? Oh, I have 2 retreat costs. Oops. Okay, so I'm learning. Yeah, this is the first time I played with Breloom. I know the card has potential, but since you can never beat Malamar, I never bothered to test this deck in my run-up for Worlds, purely because I don't think it's good enough for Worlds or the Open. Since you can never get past Malamar, you have some very polarizing matchups, I would say. Some very polarizing matchups. Okay. Okay, so my opponent decides to give me the Dene, which makes sense, I guess. Go ahead and attach this energy, and then yeah, there's no point in attacking with Froslass, I'd say. I'm gonna play this, fail it, okay. Then I'm gonna play this one, and then I do find a Cynthia. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna Lillie this turn. That's okay. Sure, I'll bench this Snorunt. No, I won't. These are communication fodder. I'm just gonna pass here. I'm looking for a switch. Yeah, you rely 100% on switching cards. I definitely have a big wasted opportunity though, because I switched earlier on. Definitely a big wasted opportunity there. Okay, so I'm gonna evolve the active. Yeah. I'm gonna attach to the active. Then I am going to burn the netball. Then I'm going to Pokegum away the Froslass to grab the, not the Breloom, the Diancie. And I'm gonna Cynthia, hoping for a switch. That's all I need, a switch. And not only do I get a switch, but I also get double custom catchers. So my opponent might generally scoop. After seeing this, we're gonna go ahead and remove. I need to fluffy pillow. I need to fluffy pillow. Don't forget to fluffy pillow, Pablo. And there's a victory. Perfect. So yeah, I mean, it took us a while to get there. Especially because I was unfamiliar with how the deck worked. I don't know why I assumed the Kogo would just stay asleep the whole time. It's like there was only a 25% chance of that happening. He flipped the first tail, so it remained active, but then I should have just kept the Mareep. If I had kept the Mareep in the active spot, if I had not used up that switch, then the match would have been so much easier. Okay, so based on the previous screen, I would not be surprised to be up against either Dark Box or Pikarom once again. So this would be pretty cool if that is indeed the case. So yeah, let's start with the Mareep, I guess. Very few decks will be able to get a turn 1 knockout, so that's a good part. And we will get the information on my opponent's deck thanks to the mulligan. So it is the dark deck. It does have Tain and Liza, it does have Dark City. Does have custom catchers, which is a pretty big deal. Does have custom catchers, which is a pretty big deal. But I'm happy with our start. I definitely think our start is good enough here. Okay, so the Grass Energy always welcome. The extra netball always welcome as well. So let's go ahead and grab double Shroomish off of this. I need to check for my Mareep as well, but I definitely don't expect my opponent to be able to knock me out. He does have the sneaky smash attack. So perhaps I should keep the energy in my hand, because I definitely, I don't have that many energy to spare. So I'm gonna keep the energy in my hand for now, because I don't want to get sneaky smashed. And then, okay, this is a pretty solid hand. I definitely think benching the other Mareep makes a lot of sense. And let's go ahead and fluffy pillow. You never know. Maybe that Sneasel would like to retreat next turn. Yeah. But yeah, if I attach my energy and then the Sneasel wakes up and gets rid of my energy, then I need to find another energy for next turn. So just because I can attach energy doesn't mean I need to. My opponent immediately counters my power plant, which makes sense. The Viridian Forest also allows me to find energy at any point. However, the biggest thing is that I had only seen Dark City from his mulligan. I had not seen the Viridian Forest, so I wouldn't necessarily be able to predict that or to assess that, right, regarding the energy. Yeah, I was gonna say, is he really gonna switch? No. Okay, so the Mewtwo is pretty scary. If my opponent doesn't bench another Sneasel, his whole setup is gonna be a lot less scary. And the fact that he already benched a Darkrai Umbreon is pretty good for us. Definitely pretty good for us. We see the Poipole, but if he loses his Sneasel here, we are in a great spot. Or if he doesn't set up a second one, which looks like he won't. So I'm happy with that. So this is what we're gonna do. I mean, we definitely have the KO. There's no reason for me not to switch, right, in this particular instance. So I will go ahead and the Froslass are gonna be useless, but let's keep the Dittos at Ditto just in case, because I wouldn't have minded using Froslass to get this KO, you know, in order to save the Brelooms. But I'm not really threatened, right? Okay, so I'll attach. And then I feel like I'm gonna Viridian Forest out with a Breloom. Might not be the Froslass, not the Breloom. I'll burn the Pokégear. And here's what I'm gonna do, yeah? I'm choosing to Lillie instead of Cynthia, because if I find the U-Turn board, the next turn I can switch, put the Pokemon to sleep, and then attack again, right? Whereas if I use the switch right now, ooh, this is a really harsh Acro Bike. I feel like the Breloom has more value than the energy, because I can search energy at any point with that. So let's evolve, and then, I mean, the switch is definitely worth a KO on a Sneasel, because that essentially will slow my opponent down to a crawl next turn. So we get the damage off, pretty nice. We get a prize, a Shroomish, not bad at all. Not bad at all. And there's the Nagnadel. We'll be getting energies back continually, which is fine. Because I had thins the energy from the hand will attach to the Mewtwo, and then we'll Cynthia. That's fair. What we want to see is a lack of Sneasel or Ditto on the bench. That is the priority for us. Because at best we two-shot this Mewtwo, so this is a very welcome card because I probably shouldn't have evolved. But I definitely want the Diancie now, right? I definitely want the Diancie because that will allow me to two-shot this Mewtwo, which is going to be my goal, right? We have seen custom catchers, Tenon, Lysas, Hapus, Nanus. We have not seen, however, any sort of healing, and one custom catcher is gone, which is good. That leaves only 3, which means only 1 cost effect. We're gonna see the charging up. But unless my opponent is playing energy switch, it should be good here. Oh, there's the Pokémon Communication for the Sneasel. Okay, so now my opponent is threatening to start pummeling us next turn, which is why it's super important for us to start pummeling him next turn. Yeah. 4 custom catchers are enough to get our 5 prizes, right, on these 2 guys. However, ooh, that's a really nice card to find. Okay, so I'll go ahead and get rid of the Shroomish and establish the Diancie. We do have only 1 U-Turn board, which is a problem, right? Which is definitely a problem here. So, like, I'm gonna go ahead and switch into the Mareep. But yeah, the 1 of U-Turn board only, that's gonna be an issue. So I have a choice to make. Do I want to retreat? I feel like I don't need a 3rd Mareep for sure. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 energy total to take my 5 prizes. I'm hoping that's gonna be enough, but you never know. Yeah, you never know. So, I mean, what I can do this turn is either use the energy, or I can use the switch, right? I mean, I definitely fluffy pillow. So I'm gonna use the switch, attack with Breloom, and if for whatever reason the Mewtwo stays asleep, then I won't necessarily, like, I actually hoping the Mewtwo wakes up and KOs me, because then I can get the Froslass and use Froslass to get a KO without needing to promote a Mareep. Although if I retreat with the grass, no matter what, that Mewtwo is going down next turn. So that's probably the better call, right? That is probably the better call. How likely is it that my opponent goes ahead and does something that will make me change my plan? Not very likely, but establishing the Froslass I think makes sense here. Establishing the Froslass I think makes sense, and we're gonna go ahead and pre-dawn strike for 140 damage. So we need that 140, that's the magical number to 2-hit KO this guy. It does stay asleep, so now with this switch and this energy, I have 100% guaranteed KO. Yeah, and I get to, like, conserve the energy on this guy, and I'll get a Breloom, and then this guy will have 10 HP. It should be fine. Our deck will be thinner. There is a decent chance that we'll be able to double custom catcher to win the game against this Dene. The key card is the U-Turn board. That is a key card. Although 1 energy might suffice if our Breloom stays alive. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We shall see. Okay. For energy in play, we're going to see another Cherish Ball. There's no real GX attack that I really fear at this point. My opponent will custom catcher for 3. So the custom catchers are being used essentially as Orangurus more than, like, as instructs more than for the gust effect, but like like on my bench, maybe the Diancie is a decent target, but that's pretty much the only thing. Okay, I don't mind this KO. Like I said, it's only one prize, and this means I do get the KO on the Mewtwo and Mew, and I get to conserve a switch, which is very important. I don't know why you would choose to attack with Mewtwo instead of this guy. I mean, they're both KO'd by weakness. And the black market does not help your Mewtwo, right? Yeah, the black market does not actually help your Mewtwo, my friend. So I do think that was a slight mistake. Okay. And he countered his own stadium, right? So that's his third stadium. If I had been able to like find one of my stadiums and instead of Cynthiaing into half of my supporters, literally I Cynthia'd into every supporter I have left. Wow. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna place 7 damage counters on myself. That is 140 damage. I will get 3 prizes. And unless we get reset stamp, I'm hoping that will be enough to clean up here. We get the energy we need. We have the switch. We get the U-Turn board. That's fantastic. Essentially now all we need is a stadium. Not even a stadium. We don't even need a stadium actually. I don't expect my opponent will be able to attack. Yeah, there we go. So the 2 decks I mentioned that this deck probably auto-wins against, as long as you manage to set up our Pokémon and Turbo Dark. The power plants are just an extra layer of protection against those 2 decks, which is really, really cool. And yeah, it ends up working out pretty nicely. Still though, despite these convincing results, I would not bring this deck to the Open or to Worlds, purely because if you run into Malamar just as badly as I beat the Pigrom and the Turbo Dark, Malamar will beat this deck. The spell tags, the Giratina just coming back over and over and over. You can never one-shot a Giratina. Giratina always one-shots you. And then when you do manage to take a KO, the spell tags just get me that extra prize on the fluffy guys, on the Mareeps. So very, very tough to justify playing this deck at a format where Malamar is expected to be really, really good. But anyways, guys, that will be all for today. Don't forget to leave a like. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to check out PotownStore.com if you want code cards, and use code Tablemon to get 5% off your purchase. And I will check you guys later. Bye-bye.